Hello there. I have a story for you. This story doesn't really have a point, but it'll be fun. Promise. Okay, so we're walking around tonight because it was so warm here. It was like 18 degrees. And we walked by, there's like a pond in Barrhaven where we are, which I didn't know. It's in like the newer part of Barrhaven, but it's like this man-made pond. And so there are all these birds flying in, like geese flying in, which like the geese should be gone, I think, but they're not. They're flopping around, flying around. And then there were these two ducks that we saw swimming around, and we're like, oh, that's kind of cute. It's like a duck couple of ducks. There's a like one of the with the green head, and then like the brown one. I know a lot about ducks, clearly. And so we sort of kept walking around the pond, and then it turns out there was a bunch of ducks, and they were being a kind of a like chirpy at each other. It was just like quack, 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 all these quacks happening. And we're like, that's really weird. Like, I've never really seen a duck be aggressive exactly. Like, sure, I've heard them quack, but not really like go after each other exactly. And then they actually started fighting. It was insane. And it wasn't just like they were like chomping at each other. It was like they were going in a circle and just like flipping at each other and trying to like, it looked like they were trying to drown each other is really what it looked like. And they just kept going in a circle and they just kept going. It was like all this splashing and all these ducks were just like watching, and I was like, wow, I've never seen like a duck fight. And then it sort of ended with one of them like flipping away and being like, whoa, but he was still on the pond. And all the ducks sort of came together except this guy, and they sort of were trying to go one direction, but then one of them peels off and was like taking the losing duck and like guiding him away, and was just like, no, you can't be part of this gathering flock. I guess birds are flocks. And then he'd sort of peel off and come back, and then the losing duck would come behind and be like, tap tap, like, can I be friends, guys? Come on, let's be friends. He's like just tapping the back of the other duck, and then that duck would turn around and chase him away again. And then he came back, and all the other ducks would turn around, and then they started fighting again. It was all this flipping and just lots of splashing and flipping. And I was so surprised. I mean, I don't know anything about ducks, clearly, or duck behavior, but I just didn't expect to see them flip-flopping at each other. Because like why are they doing that? It's not mating season as far as I know. Like, wouldn't that be in the like springtime? Maybe it is. And I don't know what the gestation period for a duck is. It can't be very long because they lay eggs, right? I don't know, man, but something's really aggravating these ducks. They're just quacking at each other and flipping at each other. Anyway, tell me what you know about ducks. Is this normal behavior in November? In the middle of a city? I mean, I guess the city doesn't matter because it was like a pond with like the thrushes. I know a lot about just nature in general, turns out. Tell me your duck stories. Oh, I actually have one more duck story for you. When I was a kid, I actually don't know if this is a duck, but it was a bird, and I thought it was a duck at the time, so I'm going to tell you anyways. When I was a kid, I lived in like a detached house, and we had this fireplace, and for the most part, we just had foam, not like styrofoam, in front of the fireplace to sort of insulate it because we didn't actually use it, and it like there was a draft from there, and I was in the living room, like where this fireplace was, and my cat starts like doing this weird like crawling thing. It's like stalking something, kind of like the cat doesn't quite know what's going on. I'm like, okay, well, it's a weird cat, so maybe that's just the thing that it's doing. But then it kept going around by the fireplace, and it would sort of scratch at the fireplace, and it was like it could hear something. I couldn't hear anything, but the cat could like hear something, and I was like, I think there might be something. I was like, Dad, Jackson thinks there's something in the fireplace. And because I was too scared to go look. And so my dad actually pulled the like foam piece away from the fireplace, like sets it down. And there's this bird in the fireplace. And we thought for sure it was a duck. We're like, how did he even get in there? But it had been really windy. So we assumed that he was like perched on the side of the chimney at the top of the house, and then he just like couldn't hang on for whatever reason and like fell down the chimney. So my dad grabbed the towel and like grabbed the bird and we put him outside in the backyard. And I mean, he flew away after a little while, so he must have been okay. But yeah, ducks. All right. Tell me your duck stories. And tell me if you know why these ducks might have been fighting tonight on the pond. I'd love to know. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you tomorrow.